girl issues. I wanted to cover peer pressure and the things that they deal with at school, like having to wear the right thing to be cool, and feeling left out, and all the things that the girls have to go through, and mean girls, and I was just really excited to get my arms around those issues.
So you growing up, with your father as the creator, how was that?
It was great. My dad was always really funny, and it was great going into his den where he would record the songs, and then my brother and sister and I would come in and say, well, do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you think? So when we first heard Alvin yelling back, okay, to my dad, we found a new hero.
Oh, I bet. Wow, that must have been amazing. Now, how do you just envision everything from when you were in your father's office until now?
Well, it was funny because my dad passed away almost 40 years ago, and the Chipmunks were passing away with him, and so I really revered my dad, and I wanted to have him around more, and so when I met Janice shortly after that, I said, why don't we sort of a tribute to my dad, bring the characters back like for a year. We'll do it for a year, then we'll do other stuff and so she said, yeah, okay, I love the Chipmunks growing up. So I didn't know 32 years later we'd still be doing more stuff with Alvin and the Chipmunks.
That was our first date. To his dad's office to show me the old shows. I said, I know these shows. I grew up on these shows.
Right. So did I. We went to the media event there at Fox Studios, and wow, just to see all the display that you had.
Yeah.
Now, what do you see next for the Chipettes and the Chipmunks?
Well, we're doing a third movie now.
It's in 3D, right?
It's in 3D. So we're coming up with ideas all day, all night, unfortunately. Keep waking up at 2 in the morning. What do you think about this, Ross? Talk to me in the morning. But so we'll see. It's still in the process of creating.
Now, when you had the display there at the media event, what did you feel like, knowing, just to see like the years progress into what the toys are now?
That's what I wanted to bring them, because there's 52 years of history on display, and from the earliest stuff in 1958, they look very, very different than they do now. They look really different than the way Janice redid them in the 80s, and when she redesigned them for the new movies and with the live action and CGI, they're very different. And yet, the essence of who they are, while Alvin and David Seville have been pretty much the same from the beginning, she really changed Simon and Theodore. They became much more dimensional, much more interesting, much more character-driven. And of course the Chipettes didn't exist at all. So it's great having that history and that tradition, and then continuing to add to it. That's really fun.
It is. It's
and now
amazing.
we update them. We ask our kids. We say, well, is this cool? And there are harsh critics.
Yeah, usually the answer is no, but we can help you. It will be when we finish.
So you do have family?
Yes, this is my daughter, and our son is home.
So if I could ask you questions as far as a working mom, how do you try to balance your work as a working mom and versus taking care of your family at the same time?
Yeah, it's a true balance. And when they were younger, I was doing a lot of the work at home, so they could come into the dining room, the place that we work. So they would come and they'd sit on my lap, and it was great for me because I just felt calm when they were there. I think as a mom, when you're away from them, you stress it constantly.
Yes.
So when I was able to work with them or bring them with me, that was ideal. You always feel stress when you're a working mom, and then just to keep in contact all the time with notes and
sorry.
No, it's okay. And just making sure your time with your quality time is so good.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay.